All right, hello everyone. Thank you for being here. Initially, we intended to use this press conference to ask for the public's help in identifying and locating someone who we believe carried out one of the most depraved crimes one person could possibly commit against another human being. And it took the life of an innocent New Yorker. But at this hour, I am pleased to announce that a short time ago, alert NYPD transit officers took a person of interest into custody. I want you to know that this apprehension was another in what has become a series of joint efforts involving different crimes between the police and the public we serve. In today's case, we were able to get incredibly clear and detailed images of the suspect from the initial incident. Then we asked the media to broadcast those images far and wide so we could use the viewing public as a force multiplier. And New Yorkers came through again. It was just before 7:30 this morning when our person of interest and the victim were both riding an F train to the end of the line at Stillwell Avenue in Brooklyn. As the train pulled into the station, the suspect calmly walked up to the victim, who was in a seated position at the end of a subway car. The suspect used what we believe to be a lighter to ignite the victim's clothing, which became fully engulfed in a matter of seconds. Officers who were on patrol on an upper level of that station smelled and saw smoke and went to investigate. What they saw was a person standing inside the train car, fully engulfed in flames. With the help of an MTA employee and a fire extinguisher, the flames were put out. Unfortunately, it was too late, and the victim was pronounced on the scene. Unbeknownst to the officers who responded, the suspect had stayed on the scene and was seated on a bench on the platform just outside the train car. And the body-worn cameras on the responding officers produced a very clear, detailed look at the killer. After the NYPD disseminated those images, 3 high school-age New Yorkers called 911 to say that they recognized the suspect. Other transit officers responded to that 911 call and also spotted the man wearing the same gray hoodie, distinct wool hat, paint-splattered pants, and tan boots, already on another moving train. Police radioed ahead to have the train stopped. Then, Transit District 2 officers boarded the stopped train and walked from car to car until they located and arrested the person of interest without further incident. The person of interest also was found with a lighter in his pocket. I want to thank the young people who called 911 to help. They saw something, and they said something, and they did something. This is another example of great technology and even greater old-fashioned police work with a huge assist from the public.
A 911 call was received that this individual was recognized at the J and York Street station on the F line. Our transit sergeant responded to that location, met with these young high school students, looked inside the train, and saw an individual that he recognized from wanted flyers that we got out earlier. He confirmed that it was our individual wearing the same clothes and hat and radioed ahead. Our officers in District 2 stopped that train at Herald Square and was able to keep the doors closed, walk the train, and place this very dangerous individual in custody.
Today's brutal murder was captured on one of those onboard train video cameras. It offered detectives immediately answers to questions that they had. What happened? It offered them images of the perpetrator. It allowed them to take those images and release them to the public. And it allowed the public to see something and say something, and that's why we're standing here now reporting that an individual is in custody, a person of interest is in custody. So now we're calling upon the rest of the justice system to step up and do their jobs. There must be strong, swift consequences on this person, and I use that term lightly, who committed this brutal, brutal homicide. There is no room in civilized society for people like him to be walking around. Thank you.
She's definitely there. She's motionless. So to say if she's asleep or not, we're not 100% sure, but it appears that she's motionless at that spot. There is no interaction between the two, and when the incident happens, there is no interaction between the two.
Is there any reason to believe they knew each other from a prior incident?
We don't believe they knew each other, no.
Has she been identified? Do we know her age? Has her family been notified?
So that's all pending. We do not have an identification at this time, no. So we have not been able to identify who she is yet. But what I will say about these cameras, which is really important, this has been a phased rollout, and we talk all the time with the MTA about how important it is. This has solved many crimes through the system. It is a game changer for us in the NYPD, and it makes a tremendous difference. So this is not the first time we've used these cameras. As they've rolled out, they've been an intricate part of our investigations with the Detective Bureau in solving crimes. That individual arrived here, it looks like in 2018 from Guatemala. Just want to put that point out. And that's all we have on him right now. But with that being said, no one on the scene identified him as being there. So our officers, when they responded, had no indication he was part of this incident. Nothing led us in that direction. Once again, the cameras put us there and put us in that direction, and we were able to figure out that he was involved in it later on after we got the camera video footage back. And the body-worn camera worn by the officers was a really big piece of getting that wanted flyer out. That picture was so clear, so that was an intricate part of this investigation as we went forward.